Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. This is going to be talking about crypto and Apex Legends. Let's get started, homies. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about crypto and how we can improve him to actually make him a meta on the game or make him very um, pick it up rate. Because crypto is actually one of the worst characters in pick rate in Apex Legends right now. So it's actually, I think, on the lower, on the almost lowest characters being picked up by people. He actually don't have too much win rate either, and a lot of people don't use him. It's because the game actually is really consistently fast pens style, and Crypto is actually a character that is based on slow pens style. So it's actually very inconsistently with the game. So that's the reason that most of the people don't pick it up him. And the reason is his tactical or his ability is actually use a drone. And that drone you have to be stand still to use him and use AMP or revive people or I don't know, just scan people, scan the banners, revive people in the beacons. So that's actually a problem for a team that is actually running and running and running and try to rotate. So that's the main reason that actually Crypto have when you actually playing him. And that character is actually the most difficult character to play with, just because of the reason is simple. The character you need to have a high Q level to actually use him without affecting you much and don't affect your team. And you can see people using crypto in rank systems because it's very consistently for playing in a high level rank. And also you can see it playing in another tournaments like official tournaments like LGS that from Apex Legends and many other tournaments that are being set up that actually crypto is actually very useful. And most of the people actually don't use him. The reason is basically because yeah, just stand still. But how we can improve this character to make us actually making as fast pens? Well, it's good to actually have a character that you have to manage a drone to use its ability, but at the same time we can actually making improve with our passive. Our passive for crypto is actually narrow link, who is actually just part like yeah, just you can scan the people around 30 meters and that's it. And you will say, okay, crypto doesn't have any good stuff. Then I will tell you yes and no. We can actually how we can improve that. It's easy. Try to make the drone like a little more by himself, more automatic in the air. For example, my recommendation that it will be a great buff for this drone is to actually make him like be available to move by himself and scan people through 30 meters when you're using the drone. But when you're not using it, for example, that basically is running, you're running around, we can use him at 5 meters. So people from 5 meters or 6 meters or 10 meters, you actually can see them through that distance around you. So you actually can have consistently that you are having teammates or enemies close to you. And that doesn't affect you while you actually playing because Crypto doesn't have a mobility uh, ability to actually get off from an engagement. So if you make an engagement with Crypto, you're going to have to engage completely until you finish your enemies. And that's actually a thing that people don't like about it because yeah, it doesn't have an escape like other legends like Revenant or I mean like Revenant is another case that actually don't have the completely movement outside from it. or Lifeline, who actually don't have escape. But pe- characters like they're actually really picked, like Octane or Gray, Bangalore. They're characters that actually have mobility and you can get off from an engagement. It the same thing with Pathfinder that actually have a grapple to move on and get off from an engagement. That's why I believe crypto needs to an improvement to not stand still all the time. So we can make him a little buff so actually the drone can scan in a little small distance when you're not using it. Then we have the passive that is basically surveillance drone that you can deploy an aerial camera drone for 40 seconds cooldown if it's destroyed. So the the tactical it doesn't work if you destroy the drone, and I believe it's actually great to actually have that. So the character doesn't use the ultimate that is the drone AMP or magnetic, electronic stuff that you actually make him more slow. So I believe the time of the camera is should be quickly, more quickly than it's supposed to be right now. That is actually 2 seconds to get off from the drone or uh, get inside the drone. I think it's actually supposed to be completely fast. So that's actually helping out to actually be in engagement or get out from engagement or to scan. So I don't believe in actually use crypto as just a character to deploy, staying still in a place behind a rock, and you actually use the drone all the time. I believe he needs something to move too, so he actually doesn't have too much problem on it. So I think it's actually a good idea to improve that area so we can actually have the camera more or less time reloading to actually get a vision to know with the camera. So, and then we're going to talk about the drone AMP. So, ultimate is actually a charge of an AMP from your drone. The blast deal 50 damage, slow characters, and destroys traps, which actually is really useful in any type of style of game because you can be a camper or a person who actually don't rush too much. You can be a rusher and you have a crypto that move quickly. It's going to be tough to match that combination, you know? And in destroy traps, so you actually destroy fences like Watson can destroy the um, ultimate from Watson can destroy the gas nuts from Caustic and many others, which is actually interesting to actually counter attack those traps in the game. But I do believe the shield damage is actually too high, just because if we have a passive that the card that the drone can move without like using it, I think we need to lower that so actually we can balance a little more. Also, another thing, it happens on season 6 or season 7 that most of the time people use Revenant, Octane, and Crypto, or Octane, or Revenant, Crypto, and Raid to actually make a good play, very consistent and very rusher. So most of the people was using was they use the totem from Revenant and they actually make crypto like to use the AMP while Raid and Revenant are in the totem. So they actually stun people and then they rush and give you an opportunity to actually do two engagement instead of one. And this time, I do believe that case it has to be good. Crypto needs to use the AMP against his enemies, not his teammates. Right now, the AMP, just because of the balance they want to try to make, Crypto stun your teammates. Doesn't take you off shield, but it stun your teammates. And I don't believe you need to have that on the game. It makes him constantly to actually not help the teammates. For example, if you're using the AMP and your teammates want to rush, and that AMP doesn't hit any of your enemies and hit you as a friend, it's going to make you in a disadvantage. So I truly believe crypto need to take off the AMP and doesn't affect your teammates. That's why I believe the damage can be lower if that is correct. The way to actually correct way to put it like so crypto doesn't affect your teammates. We can lower to a 25. So I'm giving you an idea to improve in certain areas and giving a nerf in certain areas so we can actually have a balance between one and the other. So I truly believe Crypto is one of the most skilled characters that you have in the game. So this is the completely better way to improve him and make him the meta of the game and instead just Ray, Octane, Caustic, or GV. But basically was the meta in high level, low levels, casual, rank system, arena rank system, arena. So basically, we need something different, and I believe Crypto can be the new blood for the meta in Apex Legends. So, so if you really like this type of content, don't forget to follow, subscribe, search our social media, follow in every single place we are in Daisho, like Twitch, Fruit Lab, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, um, any other place that actually with the name of Daisho. So I hopefully you enjoyed this type of content and see you next time, homies.